All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and shalom to the elect out there that's pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity. I got a quick lesson here, going into the conditions that the United States, modern day Babylon, has the Israelites, specifically the Northern Kingdom, up in the border, man. Goes to show you, that this nation, this society, is not willing to accept you, ultimately because they are your enemy, man. The so-called Latinos, Native Americans are the Northern Kingdom of the Kingdom of Israel, and the Negroes are the Southern Kingdom of the Kingdom of Israel, while our enemy is Esau, Edom, who currently rules over modern-day Babylon. All right, I'm going to start off here in Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless," man. And first and foremost, how this happens is with Esau, Edom, taking away our identity. He took away our heritage, and and refuses to let us know who our father is, man. All right, because during the time of the conquistadors, man, they found many natives to the Americas who claimed that their forefathers were circumcised, man. All right, that they bear names as Abraham, Moses, and David. All right, and they found many artifacts here in the Americas that had the ancient Paleo-Hebrew in them, man. And if you look at it today, man, the customs that the natives have are that of wearing fringes on their garments, man, which that in itself is an ancient Israelite custom. All right, so these Edomites, man, they know who we are, man. All right, they even tell you in that movie 1492, the conquest of Christopher Columbus. He said it in the movie. He said that he knew, that there was land over here because of the writings of Esdras, man. And if you read in Second Esdras 13 and 40, it tells you that the Northern Kingdom came to a land where never mankind dwelt. All right, and we were the first ones to inhabit the Americas, man. Couple that with the artifacts and the writings and the sayings of the natives that were found on this side, only points you to one conclusion, that the Native Americans are Israelites, man. All right, and they don't tell you that, man. They tell you that you were savages, that you were cannibals, following all type of madness, man. All right. And what do? They, on top of that, they push wickedness upon you, man. They teach your women to usurp authority over a man, which is against the Bible. All right. They teach you. They gave you what's it called? Slavery religion. All right. They gave you captivity Christianity. All right. That captivity Catholicism, which you learned at the edge of a sword. All right, which only teaches you to worship idols, which is contrary to the 10 Commandments, man. All right, the first commandment tells you not to bow down to idols, man, and that's what this plantation. That's what I was looking for. Plantation Christianity and plantation Catholicism gives you, man. Worshiping idols, man. Worshiping fables. All right. And all that angers the Father, man. So that's how you guys are so easily defeated, man, because you don't have your power, man. All right. So Esau, Edom, he has he writes these wicked decrees, because it's in the power of their hand. All right. And ultimately he does it to a broken people, man. A people who don't know who they are, man. All right. How tough is that? To first, have you got to have the people turn away from their power, because then you can't come against them, man. All right, you got to have them fully defeated, unprotected. All right, to be widows and fatherless, and that has to be your prey, man. All right, and that shows you the cowardice of Esau, Edom, man. And the reason I brought out that scripture is because they have this leaked photo over here. It's from a Texas courtroom in Pecos, Texas. All right. And this was back in June 5th of last year, but it even still is relevant, man. It says leaked photo shows mass trial with 37 accused unauthorized immigrants shackled hand and foot being processed all at once, man. That shows you guys are slave, man. They had you in hands and feet, man. All right. It says a leaked photo from a Texas courthouse shows 37 people accused of illegally entering the U.S. being processed all as one. And these kinds of trials, defendants are often expected to answer questions in unison to save time, man. So they don't even, excuse my French, but they don't give a fuck about you individuals, man. All right, they just want to process you and get you moving so they can lock you up in a cell, man. All right, it's illegal to take photos in the federal court, but somebody broke the rules to get the image out, man. Right? They make a point to say it was a illegal photo, to say that it, but now they're saying that because they're seeing how unjust they are in their criminal court system, man. All right, it says I'm gonna read down. It says though they I'm going to actually just keep reading. It says the image has been circulating online in the legal community and was published recently by The Intercept. Though they might be unfamiliar to many, trials like this have been going on in border courts for more than a decade, man. All right, and that goes to show you, man, that the people are unfamiliar. Why? Because they had to hide it. They don't put it out there in the public that they process people like this. All right, but and on top of that, they admit they've been doing it for a decade, man. It says the Trump administration, the Trump's administration zero tolerance immigration policy is making such scenes more common, man. All right, so they're just pushing you through like cattle, man. All right, and most of the time it's top speed. You don't even know what you're agreeing to, man, and they're just locking you up, man. All right, and that's all you Latinos, man. Who want to be all cozy with the so-called Caucasian, man. All right, well, he's really your enemy, man. He's Esau, Edom. All right, I'm gonna keep going, because this is just these are adults here, but then you go to the children that are being housed in these facilities, man. We recently had a doctor go in, not we, but they had a doctor go in and look at the conditions. And I want to just read the title. It says, "Doctor compares conditions for unaccompanied children at immigrant holding centers to torture facilities, man." She compared it to torture facilities, man. All right, and I could go through it, but I'd rather just show you guys a little bit of the clip, man.
Next tonight, growing concerns over reports of deplorable conditions for hundreds of children living in government migrant holding facilities in the U.S. We're now hearing from a lawyer who visited one center in Texas and a doctor visiting another, describing it as, quote, torture. Children living in filth, dirty clothes, no soap or toothbrushes. One day after delaying sweeping ICE raids in up to 10 cities, President Trump defending his administration. Here's ABC's Lana Zach.
These images show what inspectors call dangerous and unsanitary conditions at this migrant holding facility for adults in El Paso. But tonight we're hearing from a doctor and a lawyer who interviewed children at two other Texas Customs and Border Protection centers. They say they witnessed inhumane scenes.
This felt worse than jail.
Dr. Dolly Sevier examined infants and children being held at the Ursula facility in McAllen, Texas, seen in these government handout images last year. Speaking exclusively to ABC News, she describes what she calls akin to torture. Fluorescent lights on 24/7. Many reported no access to basic sanitation and babies drinking from the same unwashed bottles for days.
The conditions at these facilities are placing them at increased risk for infection, disease, and death.
Attorney Lauren Binford, who interviewed children at this facility in Clint, Texas, detailed equally dire conditions. Children left to care for each other.
They're sleeping on concrete blocks. There are open toilets in the room. There is no soap. These children are being held in a completely inappropriate facility.
Last week, federal judges scolded administration attorneys who argued that the conditions are adequate.
I find that inconstitutional resources at the border.
The president.
So there you go, man. There you go, to show you, man, how they still don't give no fuck about you guys, man. All right? Because at the end of the day, Jacob and Esau have been enemies from the beginning, man. Here's Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. It says, "Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir," which Mount Seir is Edom. All right? "And prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be destroyed, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord," man. Because ultimately, they're going to have to pay for all the hatred that they've shown to our people, man. They want to describe us as being violent, you know, the cliche angry black man, you know, and how, you know, the Latinos and the natives, they're savages. But who's the real bloody man? Who's been going around the whole earth, robbing and murdering everybody, man, starting wars and wars, man. All right, we know we see who has the blood in their hands. All right, verse 5, it says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end," man. It says, "Therefore, as I Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou had hated not blood, even blood shall pursue thee." All right, because even in the time of the conquistadors, man, there was over 130 million natives, you know, and they even claim it themselves that after they were done with the conquest, that they had killed 97% of the inhabitants, man. Which that's over 100. That's that's over 100 million natives, man. That's a lot of people, man, and you know that's a lot of blood. All right, and they didn't despise it, man. It was generations upon generations that fell upon us, man, and it's still going on, man. The unjust, that perpetual hatred is still shown to this day, man. All right, so that goes to show you these guys are never going to change, man. All right, Esau and Edom, man, whoever knows anything about the scriptures, they are enemies, man. They've been enemies from the womb, man. They've been fighting by the womb, man. All right, and that's what it is, man. This is 2 Thessalonians 1:6. It says, "Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you," man. So it's a righteous thing, man. You know, they try to give you that plantation Christianity, telling you to love thy neighbor or love thy enemy, you know, which they don't explain to you and go into it who your enemy is, man. The New Testament goes into how the Israelites, the broken Israelites, the dispersed Israelites, the Israelites who had become Gentiles, broken down, following other idols, how they were supposed to treat each other, so that they may become a nation again, man, so they can be that kingdom again. As he wrote, the kingdom of heaven is within you, all right? You know, which that's Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man, okay? So that's who he was talking to, man, about loving your enemy, man. He was talking about your brethren, man. But, you know, and the way we know that, the way we know it's not talking about everybody else, because there's prophecies, there's prophecies that tell you that Israel is going to rule at the end of the days, man. All right, you can read it in the last book of the Bible. That's Revelations 2:26, man. You can start at 25, man. All right, to him who shall I give power over the nations, man. All right, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, man. So those are gonna be your enemies, man. Okay. So, man, it's plain as day, man. The scriptures does commend recompense, man. All right, it's straight out the Bible. There you go, man. All right, I'm gonna read this last article here, and I'm gonna close it out. Because not only are they in horrible conditions, man, they're also getting violated, man. This is in the New York Times. Notice this is the New York Times. All right, this one's is Yahoo News, the torture facilities, but I'm sure you can find it everywhere else, man. This is the Business Insider, man. So they're letting you know themselves, man. They're not hiding it. All right, but our people are the only ones that don't see how they're being mistreated, man. All right, this is from the New York Times. It says thousands of immigrant children said they were sexually abused in U.S. detention centers, report says, man. And this is February 27th of this year. It says the federal government received more than 4,500 complaints in 4 years about sexual abuse of immigrant children who are being held at government-funded detention facilities, man. All right? So not only are they not being housed correctly, they're not given sanitation, they're not given adequate food, all right? They're not given a place to sleep, proper blankets. They're also getting sexually molested, man. All right? This is the damn devil for you, man. All right? This man's never going to change. All right? They wanted to talk about that they didn't have enough funding, but I bet you the military has funding. All right? Because this is that man of perdition, man. This is that man of sin. All right? That man of the sword, man. That bloody city. All right? It says, children were being, it says, including an increase in complaints while the Trump administration's policy of separating migrant families at the borders was in place. So it increased when they started separating the families, man. And Esau, Edom is notorious for that, man. All right, separating the children, and they take advantage of them, man. This guy's a fucking creep, man. All right, this is the Justice Department revealed this week. All right, man. You guys can go ahead and read it, man. I'm just going to go to the scriptures, because Esau is a damn devil, man. And we need to recognize who he is, man, so we may separate from him, man. All right, and that way we may know who our enemy is, man. All right, to keep an eye out for him, man, because he's always looking to how to bring you down, man, how to bring you in a pit, man. This is Revelations 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, man. So even continuing on in Revelations, this alone shows you that Esau, Edom is going into captivity, man. All right. It says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword, man. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, man. So the saints aren't these naked little babies that Esau, Edom fed you through plantation Christianity, man. All right? No, these are men that are patiently waiting for the captivity and the killing of those that did the same, man. All right? This is Job chapter 27, verse 13. It says, this is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh and the heritage which they shall receive of the Almighty. All right? And we know this man is Esau, Edom is an oppressor. All the way through and through, man. All right? If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, man. And that's what a lot of these Edomites say now, man. I didn't have anybody in captivity. That was my ancestors, man. No, well, you still have your heritage, man. According to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. The Heavenly Father and His Son. All right? It says, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread, man. Because this famine is coming as well. All right? It says, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep, man. Your women hate you now, and even when you guys are gone, man, they ain't going to cry for you, man. All right? Because they're going to be with real men. All right? It says, though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on. and the innocent shall divide the silver, man. Because, you know, when you get brought down, all your storehouses, you know, filled with gold and silver, which, you know, you were hoarding up, never using, you know, is going to be for the righteous, man. Thus saith the scriptures, man. I'm going to end it with this last scripture. This is Micah 2:1. It says, woe, meaning destruction, to them that devise iniquity and work evils upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. It's in the power of their hand, man. You know, they try to say, oh, you know, it's because if we had more funding, you know, we'd have more conditions, man. You know, knowing damn well they can put more money there, man. All right, they're just using this, you know, to gain sympathy from the people, to say give them more money. All right, but to what expense, man? To the lives and the safety of these children, man. All right, this man's a devil through and through, man. Devil means deceiver. That's all it is. All right. Verse 2, it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence. Oh, this sounds like Esau, Edom. That sounds like his heritage. That sounds like his history. All right. And houses and take them away, and they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, man. And Esau, Edom is notorious for the killing of the heritage of the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and the so-called Negroes, man. You know, they let us have, you know, the false idols that we had back when we were going off, but he won't tell you who your real father is, man. All right, look at the artifacts, man. The artifacts and the culture speaks for itself, man. All right. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. All right. So, anyways, with that, I hope the elect out there was edified. I'm going to end by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and salutations to the brothers that push forth this word in truth and in sincerity. To y'all brothers that say shalom and abad babal, man. We're almost out of here. Shalom.